Hey folks, this is the Bad Takes channel. This channel is dedicated to talk about politics, finance, investing, and everything about Tesla and Elon Musk, Twitter, and all that good stuff. If you want to follow me, I also have a Twitter handle called Bad Takes 420. So if you want to listen to or have an idea of my thoughts, please follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe. So I'm just going to start with saying that I'm going to speak my mind, and I don't really care about what other people think. And I must warn you that some videos might contain profanity. So if you get butthurt, I'm sorry, but that's just gonna that is just the way it's gonna be. The first thing that I just want to speak about is the recent happenings at Tesla and with Elon and with Twitter, this whole Twitter saga, so to say. Because I've been investing in Tesla for like over a decade now, and I've followed Elon for many years. I've probably seen every goddamn interview he's ever done. I've delved down to the numbers in Tesla and the projections and made my own projections and my own estimates of where Tesla can be in the future. And I believe in the mission. I believe in Elon. I believe that he is a good person. So in this video, I'm gonna talk about several topics, but the main topics are the current state of the Tesla community, and then I will go on and talk about the fundamentals at Tesla, and then in the end, I am going to talk about Elon's recent adventures and escapades and what this means for Tesla and what I perceive as what Elon is trying to do. So, because I think there's a lot of it's getting pretty old to say it, but there's a lot of misinformation out there or disinformation, whatever you want to call it. Hey, people can speak their mind. That is just fine. I love it. I love that people can, say what they mean without being afraid of retribution or like getting canceled or whatever, because that is just stupid. We live in a free society and we should be able to speak our mind, and we should have dialogue, and we should have discussions, and we should absolutely question the establishment, because there is nothing is set in stone. Everything should be discussed, and nothing is off bounds. So let's start with the current, so to say, state of the Tesla community. Now, just so that you guys know, I am from a little Nordic country, specifically in Norway, and I would say that maybe I was one of the first people that actually started to follow Tesla and Elon, because I am a environmentally conscious person, and I think it's very important that we transition ourselves to sustainable energy. But I am also a computer engineer, so I love technology. And when I first came to know Tesla, I thought it was wow. People, he's Elon. I thought, wow, he's trying to accelerate technology and the transition to sustainable energy, and he was like dunked upon by everyone, and everyone said that he was going to fail and it was a hoax and all that sort of stupid stuff. And my thought was, I will follow those people who have the courage to fight the system, or what can you say, try to change the narrative, or to change what is established truths. As we now know, there are, and we should question everything that are considered as established truths. But I was maybe one of the first people in Norway that actually followed Tesla, and there was not much of a community here. So I was pretty alone in my thoughts. I was probably, if you speak to any of those hardcore fans, or some of the first people in the community, I think they will recognize, or have the same experiences as I had in those days when Tesla was like a nothing startup, right? And I was the only one in my friends group and in my family preaching Tesla, and everybody thought I was crazy. But I think it was like maybe around 2018 or 2019 when I actually discovered the Tesla community online, with people like Dave Lee and Rob Maurer and Stephen Mark Ryan, and all those wonderful people that that we were like-minded, and we were interested in technology disruption, and the in the mission of sustainable energy, and the brilliance of Tesla. And I felt that I finally found a home. Now, I'm not a very vocal person, so I haven't participated in any like interviews or video videos with these YouTube influencers, or whatever, the people in the Tesla community, but I follow them, and I listen to them. I disagree with them on probably many topics, but we agree more than we disagree. But as of late, though, um, or just just take it a little back, I thought the Tesla community, it was like it was so great. We were like one big family. We were trying to fight the system, fight the FUD. And we were like the little guys fighting the big guns, trying to stall innovation, trying to stall us becoming a like better, and and we were like close knit, and we supported each other. And we knew that the mainstream narrative was bullshit. We even said so. We said that all these big shot fund managers or analysts or whatever, they had no idea about Tesla, and they still don't. And but as of recent, I don't know why, but we've been um, letting, I wouldn't say outsiders, but hey, whatever, I'll say it, outsiders into our community. We've fought FUD so long against the mainstream media, and we won that. We won that fight, but now suddenly the FUD is coming from within. That is very discouraging, and that is very disappointing, considering the fact that we have in the community, or the small knit community that we had, we were all in agreement that these big shot fund managers or analysts from Wall Street, they didn't know what they were talking about, and that was true, and that is still true, because of the development that has been at Tesla. So I was very disappointed when we finally, you could say, fought off the mainstream fudsters. Now all of a sudden the FUD is coming from within. And who are these FUDsters? I really don't want to name names, but you know what? I don't give a shit. It's people like Gary Black, people like Ross, people like Dan Ives, people that we thought maybe understood something and understood Tesla, you know, and but I think in recent times it has been shown that we were right originally in saying that these so-called professionals don't know shit. And I don't know why we give their words so much credence when we have, in a over a decade, said that these people are like they are clueless about Tesla, clueless about Tesla's potential, clueless about how Elon thinks and acts. But suddenly we are like listening to these people. Now, why is that? Are we like really that insecure in our conviction of Tesla that now we suddenly are saying that, oh no, though these big guys, they know what they're talking about. We're just lowly little, retail investors that don't know anything. What the hell is that? You know what I mean? It's like the stupidest shit I've ever heard. So I'm kind of very disappointed at the community because it's like people like Gary and people like Dan Ives and people like Ross, they're like wolves in sheep's clothing, man. They're like trying to get the retail investors to support them and support their funds. You know, that's because that's all they do. They are not us. Just remember that, okay? We are retail investors. We put our own money and we answer only to ourselves. People like Gary, people like Ross, people like Dan Ives, whatever, they do not only answer to themselves. They answer to their clients. And so this is a very disappointing thing. So I hope that the Tesla community kind of wakes up from this. I don't know what you call it. They're being like hypnotized into thinking that suddenly these analysts and fund managers, they know more than us retail investors. When we, for a decade now, have told ourselves and told everybody in the community that they are clueless about Tesla. And that is still the case. And they do not have the same agendas as us. They do not have the same again, they do not think as us because we are responsible for our own investments. They are not. Okay? So that I just want to get that off my chest because I'm seeing that they're like, destroying actually the community. They're like, creating all the noise. This and Gary, talking about the Twitter overhang all the time, that Elon is the reason why Tesla is crashing and all that sort of stuff. It's all bullshit. And it's bullshit, okay? It's like, did Elon, is Elon CEO of every like big tech company on the stock exchange? Of every public company that has drawn down like 50, 60, 70% during the last year? I don't think so. Okay? Or I don't, not just, I don't, it's not true. So it's just bullshit. So that is the first thing I want to say. And so let's go over to the second topic, and that is Tesla fundamentals. Now, I don't know why, but people conflate the Tesla stock with the Tesla company. Just because the stock is falling or crashing like every other big tech stock or like every other growth stock does not mean that company itself is not executing, because they are. They are at a better place than ever before. They got a lot of cash, almost, they got no debt, no net debt whatsoever. So they're in very healthy position, and they are going to grow in the foreseeable future by, revenues and deliveries by, up to 50%, probably in the next decade. And they are still on that track. So I think people have to try to disconnect all the FUD that's out there, and do not conflate the stock with the company. So now this year, Tesla might produce and deliver 1.3 or 1.4 million. This is coming from like 900,000 or so last year. And so that's enormous growth, maybe not exactly 50%, but 40 odd percent. And we also know that the EV market is in a rapid growth. The transition is going to happen a lot faster than what people think. Just look at Norway. Now, it's in Norway you can almost not sell any ICE cars anymore. Now, just a couple of days ago, or just maybe yesterday, I think Hyundai and Kia, they announced that they're not going to sell gasoline vehicles from next year. And sale of new cars in Norway is like, I don't know, 80% EVs. And then you've got some plug-ins and stuff like that. But gasoline cars have become like a minuscule part of the sales. And now Norway has come a long way in the trajectory of transitioning to sustainable transport, but there are a lot of countries around the world that hasn't even started the S curve yet. So, like the fundamentals of Tesla is great. The growth is there, and they are growing rapidly. They're building out. Soon they will announce, hopefully, another gigafactory or two, maybe in Mexico and maybe in South Korea. We will see. This is exciting, and in trying times like we are in now, only the strong will survive, and only those who can innovate and those who have good fundamentals will survive. And when they come out of it at the other end, they will become even stronger. And we saw this during the COVID or the pandemic. Everything went to hell, but Tesla came out of it stronger than ever. So the fundamentals, there's nothing wrong with the fundamentals. Tesla is going to still keep on growing 40 to 50 to 60% for the foreseeable future, because we are still just at the beginning of the S curve when it comes to EV adoption. Okay, there are like 80 to 100 million car sales a year that has to be replaced or by EV sales instead of ICE. And the total sales of EVs this year, I don't know. I haven't seen the numbers yet, but I think it's well under 10 million, maybe even under 5. I'm not sure. But you just look it up. It's fine, but still, you got 95%. Maybe you got like 90% of the way to go. And the EV sector is just, it's not going to stop. Okay, it's just gonna a bigger and bigger part of new car sales will become EVs. And we also know that many governments and states around the world, they are banning ICE sales, in 2035 or 2040 or whatever. And that will only accelerate the transition. And companies will be forced to produce EVs. So, we're only at the start, and people are like for some, I don't know, weird reasons, thinking that, oh no, things are gonna go to hell. No, they're not, man. This is just the start, and every country within the next 10 years will become like Norway, where like the majority or almost all of the sales, vehicle sales, will be EVs. So I'm not worried at all about the Tesla fundamentals. I think people should take this as an buying opportunity now that Tesla has drawn down almost like 70%. I do not fathom uh, how this happened because it's stupid. But hey, man, I'll take it. And just to be clear, this is not financial advice. I'm just saying what I'm gonna do. I have a lot of shares. I wish I had more, but now that the price is so low, I can buy more. But I've also bought some options, that expire in 2025. Hopefully, we will be out of the recession by then, but we will see. But I also have a lot of shares, physical shares, that I'm never going to sell, or at least, not until we get to 2030 or 35 or whatever. So I think the future is very bright. Fundamentals are good. Okay, we might see some price drawdowns because of the recession, because of the high interest rates and all, like Elon said. High interest rates lead to higher vehicle prices because these vehicles are bought with debt. So that's logical, But Tesla has great gross margins. They can um, reduce the pricing, and stimulate demand. So I have no worries there. So my what I would say is that this is like maybe one of the biggest opportunities people can have right now to get into Tesla cheap. So I think that if you have any money, you should probably, or if you have any discretionary income, that is, of course, don't take money away from rent and food. But if you got that covered, man, I wish I had a lot of cash right now so I could just, use it all on buying Tesla stock. But hey, I don't have that money right now. So that's why I'm going with options. But I think that people should not worry about the future of Tesla. They have a great team there. And one thing that also and that this relates to the first point really, when Gary and people like Ross saying that Elon is not doing the work at Tesla and that he's distracted and all that bullshit, it's not true, because Elon has always had lots of stuff in the air. He was CEO of Tesla while also being CEO of SpaceX, two multi-billion-dollar companies, and he is also involved with Neuralink and with the Boring Company, and nobody was saying that, oh, he got distracted when he was working like half time at SpaceX. So suddenly now he's like distracted. And one more thing is that the discussions or the narrative that people like Gary have been pushing is extreme. One thing is extremely disappointing, but it also makes me super, super angry. I am pissed, actually, not because of what I think personally, but I'm pissed on behalf of the people at Tesla. Well, let me explain, okay? So they're saying that, essentially what Gary and Ross is saying, that is that the people at Tesla are goddamn useless buffoons because they can't do shit without Tesla, without Elon. That's what they're saying. Because Elon has to go around and hold their hands, and tell them what to do all the time, or else, it will all crash and burn. Do you really believe that? Now that makes me angry. Okay? We know that Tesla and SpaceX attracts some of the brightest people in the world. These are smart motherfuckers. All right? They know what they're doing. And then you come around saying that, oh, they can't do shit without Elon. You fucking moron or something? Come on. How can you say that, oh, we're attracting, like Tesla is attracting the smartest people on earth, and then turn around and say that, oh, they can't do shit without Elon. So what is correct here, huh? Let me know, okay? Either they're all buffoons and can't do shit without Elon, or they are the smartest people on earth. And they know what they're doing, and they're executing. And that's what they've been doing all the goddamn time. Well, people like Gary and Ross and, these outsiders, that I like to call them, are stirring up noise. I think more of us should be angry on behalf of the great Tesla employees that you're not giving them any credit. Okay? You're telling them that they're stupid. They can't do shit without Elon. And that is not true. Okay, so now let's go to the third and final point, and that's with Elon's recent activities and behavior. And the most fun part, I would say, because we have to weave in like politics and the bigger picture of what's happening. Okay, just let's just start with talking about Elon. Okay, what sort of person is Elon? Like I've said, I've followed Elon for more than a decade. I have seen every interview that he has ever had, every keynote speech or whatever. So I'm not saying that I don't know Elon personally. Of course I don't. Wish I did, but I don't. Or the way I see it anyways, is that Elon is a good person. He wants to do good by this world. He wants to advance humanity. Everything he does has that goal in advancing humanity and advancing us so that we can ask the right questions. He's done that with SpaceX. He's done that with Tesla, and he wants to do that also with Twitter. Now let's get into the Twitter thing and the Twitter debacle, so to say. So why did Elon buy Twitter? Well, he has said why he bought Twitter. He wants to preserve free speech and also in that vein, democracy. Now, just so that you guys know, my family, we originally come from China. So we know what it is like to be censored and where the state has full control over people. And they can make decisions on behalf of everyone without you having anything to say. What is very disappointing to me, having lived in China and then, of course, moving to Norway and living most of my life here, is how easy people seem to want to give up their freedoms. It's like you do not appreciate what you have. That is scary, you know. People um, wants, you know, the comfort and the security, wanting that or giving up their freedoms. That is very dangerous. Take it from a person that has lived in China and has family in China, and you know that is not a path you want to be on. Just to be clear. Now, when Elon bought Twitter, it wasn't like because of a whim. Elon has the ability to um, elevate himself in a way so that he can see the bigger picture. He knows that democracy is under attack. The first thing you do when you want to attack or dismantle this democracy is to fuck up free speech. Just you know, just so we are just clear about that. They want to take away your free speech, and from there, they'll work their way down, and then they will take every other freedom that you so much enjoy today in the Western world. That's very very scary. Now I've heard people say that you know that Elon is very controversial and that he has become more divisive and that his views are like you know unpalatable or whatever. But nobody has told me what he has said or what he has done that is so despicable or divisive. So, can someone tell me what he has said or done that has been so divisive and so toxic? What is that? So, I'll get into it, but I just I'm asking myself, who is the one that is thinking clearly, and who are the ones that are not thinking clearly? Okay, people are saying that Elon is this divisive, he's toxic, and that it is affecting Tesla and the stock and all that stuff and all that bullshit. But okay, but what are you saying? Are you saying that you disagree with Elon's views, or are you disagreeing with Elon just because it's affecting the stock? No, I don't. I know I don't think it's affecting the stock that much because I think it's only like a U.S. thing that people think that you know everybody hates Elon. That's not true. I can speak from a Chinese perspective, you know, or like the Chinese mentality, anyways. We love Elon, you know. He's like a hard-working guy. He does great things. You know, he's super smart and all that stuff. We love and respect people like that. So it's weird to me that, you know, maybe one of the greatest entrepreneurs in history, that his own country would try to destroy him and like dunk on him, whilst you know maybe every other country in the world would love to have Elon, have someone like Elon on our side. You know, if you don't want, if you know, if the U.S. does not want Elon, man, China will be embracing him with open arms. Okay, because this guy, he knows how to create value, and not just in a monetary sense, but in a bigger picture kind of sense. You know. So I don't get that, but I don't get why people hate Elon, because what has he done? to offend you so much? What has he done that has been so evil? I can't see it. Okay. So let's just talk about this. Okay. So Elon is divisive. He's toxic. Why? He wants to have free speech. Is that something you disagree with? And when he says free speech, he says free speech within the confounds or the of the law. So when people say, oh, "What about like what do you call it? It's like inciting violence or all that." In the confines of the law, you idiot. What is it that you do not understand? It's not free speech like free for all. It's free speech within the confines of the law. So read the fucking law, okay? And don't like come up with stupid fucking lies and saying that he said something that he did not say. So tell me, are you against free speech? Is that a divisive thing to say, that you're for free speech? That you're for discussions? That you're for dialogue? Huh? No? Oh, really? Well, okay, maybe that's not that then. What are other things he has said? Okay, he is exposing corruption. Is that a bad thing? Is that divisive? Is that toxic? For the normie, or is that like divisive and problematic for those who are doing this corruption? Okay, and they're feeding you a narrative from the mainstream media that everything is a conspiracy theory. You know what I mean? Because the government can do no wrong, right? That's what they're saying, and people speaking up, they're just crazy loons or MAGA people or whatever, racists or transphobes or whatever. So okay, so are you against exposing corruption and holding people accountable? Mm-hmm. I hope not, because then you're not a good person. Okay. Okay. So and then he wants people to have a lot of kids. Is that wrong? Okay, because the birth rate is falling like hell. Okay, soon the population is going to drop drastically. And that is not a good thing, okay? Now, people say that, oh, but we have to take care of the environment. Hey, man, I'm all for sustainable energy, but, but the way of doing that is not like, killing a lot of folks, okay? Because, or, preventing from a lot of folks being born, okay? So okay, you're not for people having a lot of kids. Okay, that's fine, but that doesn't make it divisive. Okay, so and what else has he done at Twitter? Well, now he's going to treat everybody the same. Everybody will follow the same rules and laws and whatever, and the terms of service and all that sort of stuff, so that we don't have like different tiers and different rules for different people. Why are you against that? Is that a bad thing? Do you want like a hierarchical system where some people are worth more than others? You know what I mean? Some people are, objectively worth more than other people because they bring more value. But I mean, in a sense that, okay, why would you want to treat people differently? You know, that's about, equality and not equity, right? Okay, everybody should have the same rules applied to them and not different. Are you against that? Is that divisive to say? that everybody should be treated the same. You know what I mean? If you break the rules, you get punished like everybody else. I don't see anything wrong with that. And then, okay, what else has he done at Twitter? Well, he's shipping product. Okay, he's shipping product. Is that a bad thing? No, I don't see any bad thing. He's removing a lot of child pornography. Is that divisive? Is that a bad thing? No. I, I hope to God you do not think that's a bad thing. Because if you do, you're a sick motherfucker. But okay, so what exactly has Elon done or said that is so toxic and divisive? I don't get it. I agree with almost everything he has done or said. So tell me, please tell me in the comments, what has he said or done that has been so divisive? He wants information out there. He wants the corruption exposed. Is that a bad thing? Do you want to live a lie? Or do you want the truth? Is wanting the truth divisive? Is wanting the truth bad? So I really don't get that, and the hypocrisy of the left is amazing, okay? I just can't understand and fathom why they are so against Elon. Well, actually, I do, because they're all corrupt. Okay, the only thing they care about is their own pocketbooks. They just say it as it is. That is why. Because if they were smart and they were like good people, they would ally themselves with Elon. Okay. Because the left, oh, they love sustainability. They want to create jobs and security and all that. Elon is the poster boy for that. Okay? He's created a lot of renewable jobs within sustainable energy. He and Tesla kick-started the EV revolution, for God's sakes. Okay? So, but, we can take that discussion another time. Politics, it's what can I say? It's fun, but it's also demoralizing. It can really destroy you, and the hypocrisy is so bad sometimes that you want to rip your own hair out. But I don't know. But we can talk about that another time. So these were the 3 points, okay? So, the first thing was about the Tesla community. I think we should work more on weeding out these wolves in sheep's clothing, because all they do is create noise, and they, muddled the waters, so to say. And we know they're clueless. So I don't know why we're having people like that in our community at all. All they bring is negativity. Now, I'm not saying they cannot have discussion. That is fine. But when you move the goalpost all the fucking time, then they're just full of shit. Okay. The second thing is the fundamentals of Tesla. It's looking great. They're executing, perfectly, even though it does not show in the stock. But it's very important that you disconnect the stock from the company. And the people that work at Tesla are the greatest people in the world. And they do not need Elon to hold their hands. Okay? They're not morons. Like Gary and Ross somehow think they are, when in the same breath they say they are the smartest people in the world. So there's a disconnect there. And I don't know. People are just idiots, I guess. And the third one is, of course, Elon's escapades and views. And he's a good person. And again, nobody has told me what he has said or done that's been so divisive or toxic. You know, I think when people say, "Oh, this has been divisive and toxic," oh, it's been divisive and toxic, you know, affecting my shares in the Tesla stock. Now that says more about you than what it says about Elon. So I want to thank you for listening. It was a rant, I know. Hope you liked it. Please, comment below in the video if you disagree, because I want to hear your points. If there's other topics that you want me to bring up or discuss, feel free to do that in the comments. So thank you for listening, and I wish you a Happy New Year very soon, and I'll talk to you again next time. Okay, bye bye.